to JS Living. I'm here again with another Watch Me Wednesday. I know you guys are excited for these by now. I am so happy to see you guys. Like, oh my gosh, I really enjoy being able to do this every week. It makes my heart soar, guys. I love it. I got a few topics we could discuss today, but I think that I know which question I'm gonna focus on. And I say question because today there's only one question. Before we get to our prompt, as always, feel free to put any questions that you have in the comment box. I am more than happy to answer them. They will definitely make it into a video eventually. Even if it's not, one for this month, it'll probably make it to the following month. So yeah, I'm excited. So I hope you guys have your journals and your Write-Brain Workbooks. Yes. Or maybe you just have this one. That's okay too. Or maybe you just have this. It doesn't matter. As long as you have that and a pen. Because you always need to carry one of these with you. Definitely. Oh yeah. I forgot. I told my mom that when I start doing stuff like this, I would try to help promote her stuff. So, this is a one side note thing. I don't get paid for this, but I figure because I'm a daughter who loves her mother, I should share this. So my mom has a business called It's Simple Sharon Notary. She's also got two other ones, but the names are really long. But just know she does an array of things. So if anybody here needs notary done, or if you're looking for someone who can do like immigration documents, or she's getting into drug testing and she can do fingerprinting. So if you need any of those services, please feel free to contact her at www.sharonnotary.biz. There you go, Mom. I did my due diligence. Finally threw a bone to you. I do expect kudos for that later on. Okay, let's get back to what Watch Me Wednesdays are about, and that is I give you writing advice and tell you the questions that I get and answer them, and then we do our writing prompts. So let's get on it. Yeah. Okay. So the question that I have today, or that someone asked me recently, was how long should a writing session be, and how do I know when I'm finished? So that's always a difficult question because it varies from person to person. Not everybody is going to have like the same kind of writing session length. It depends on you as a person. But what I can tell you is that the advice that I would give you, a writing session should last as long as you feel that it should last. Some people do it per word count. Some people do it per time. Me personally, some people just kind of like go until they can't go anymore. So I really think it just depends on you and how your workflow is. I think it's just like a really hard question to answer. So like when I'm writing, if I have like a specific day, because my schedule is like hectic, or it used to be hectic. I'm getting into the groove of this new, not hectic life. So I'm kind of learning to like embrace the time that I have to actually follow and work on my craft. So what I would say is that if you have like ample time, if you are literally doing nothing but writing, then I would probably stick to like a certain number of words a day. So maybe a word count is 1,000 or 2,000. maybe your word count's just 500, but I do like a word count as opposed to time. Because what I found is that when I personally say, okay, I'm gonna write X amount of words today, and I hit that word count limit, like the minute I hit it, like I instantly still have more to write. There's still more in me. And it's not because I picked like a low count, it's because I'm really trying to make the most out of my time. And I find that once if I have like a slow start, if it's like, oh my god, I'm still typing, I don't want to type, I might start out like that sometimes, because writing is really hard. You have to be very disciplined to do it. So you're gonna have days where you just don't want to. But if you have that word count and you're sitting and you're like, like by the time you get to like your 50th word, for some people maybe it's like the 100th word. But I feel like somewhere between that 50 and 100th word, you're just like, okay, like you get into a groove and then you just keep going. Some people do like a time limit, but I feel like time kind of stunts what you're able to do. Because if you stop at a certain time but you didn't get anything done, then did you really write? Yeah, so I wouldn't do a time thing. I do like the word count theory though. Other people, I think otherwise, the writing session is over when you say it's over. If you've only got 5 minutes that you can write that day and you're like, okay, I know I got 5 minutes, I'm only going to do 20 words, take your 5 minutes, write your 20 words, and then if you still have time, write more than 20 words, in the session when you feel that it's right to end the session. And how do you know when you're finished? That depends on the project. If you're doing like a long-term project, then like you'll know when you're finished. My first book, The Blood Quest, I had planned for like a prologue, 10 chapters and an epilogue, but I didn't know when it was going to end until I got to a point where I was like, okay, like this is over. She did what she needed to do and this is the result of it. So once I got there, like I knew. So you're finished, you'll know when you're finished, for long projects. For shorter projects, like short stories or poems or songs or whatever, I feel like it's the same thing. Like you'll know when you're finished. You will know. It's not something that you really have to think about. You'll know. But if you're writing for like a class or something and you have a certain like word count or page count that you have to get to, then definitely stick to where that is and make sure that your editing is tight on it so that it is where it needs to be when you turn in the assignment. Again, it all just depends on what you're writing and who you're writing it for. Most of my advice is geared towards if you are writing for yourself, if you're trying to like publish your own book, or even if you're trying to like get your stuff together so that you can send it to an agent who can get you one of those deals with the big 5. My advice is geared for those kinds of things. Obviously, if you have any questions about like what you should do for assignments written for class, I can answer those too. But that's, I'm not going to give you all that advice in this video because that'd be a bit much. That being said, today's writing prompt is kind of like that. So, it kind of deals with like a timeliness type deal. Sort of, kind of, but not really. Today's prompt is called 2 Coats. It's on page 22 of the Write-Brain. For those of you who have the book, the page looks like this. 2 Coats, page 22. So you guys can pull out your workbooks to write in, or your notebooks, or whatever it is you're writing on, and we're gonna do this prompt together. For those of you who don't know, you can either stop the video now and just write your own thing, or you can listen to me just kind of like do the Jeopardy song while I let you guys write. Either way, it's up to you. but you probably want to pause because it's probably better for you. Anyways, when you come back, when you press play, or when you come back, then I will read what I wrote. So 2 coats, page 22. You have roller, brush, paint, spackle, and coveralls. You're gonna use these 1, 2, 3, 4. You're gonna use these 5 words to write your story. So again, it's 2 coats on page 22. You'll use the 5 words to write your story. So all 5 of these words have to be in the story that you write. Roller, brush, paint, spackle, and coveralls. Yeah. Okay. And go. Do 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 do. Okay, yeah, I'm really terrible at that. I hope you guys actually paused and fast forwarded through that embarrassment. If you didn't, that's okay. I know I'm gonna get flack for that in the comments. Okay. The prompt, 2 coats on page 22. You'll use the words roller, brush, paint, spackle, and coveralls to write your story. So here's mine. My first coat that wasn't a hand-me-down was covered in paint within the first day. I was 12 years old and it was the first day of school. Mom presented it to me with a smile on her face. She beamed so bright that even the sun couldn't outshine her. The coat was white and had brown fur around the edge of the hood. It was probably the warmest coat in existence. I flaunted it on the way to the bus stop. That was a mistake. The minute the other kids found out it was new, they tried to rip it off of me. One of them succeeded, leaving me in my long-sleeved white shirt and blue coveralls. The popular one in the group got his hands on it, and before I knew it, he'd thrown paint all over it. I tried to brush it off, but I knew that my mom would kill me. I went to school no longer proud of the gift. The only thing that kept me sane for the day was the lie that I'd concocted to tell my mom. Essentially, I would convince her that the school was being painted. After watching one of the men spackle, he picked up his roller and dipped it in the paint. Unfortunately, when he lifted the roller, the paint splattered on my coat. As if she was going to believe that. But I tried anyways. Of course, when I got home and told the story, she didn't believe me. Let's just say I didn't get a new coat until years later. So, yeah, that's what I wrote for it. I didn't rush to write it, but I didn't want to take too long to get there. So this was more so not a time limit thing for me, but I was like, I want to see how fast I can write this and how well written it'll be. It'll definitely need some work if I ever decide to do anything else with it. But the reason I like doing writing prompts like this is because they really make you think outside the box. Like, you really have to think, okay, how can I put all of these words into one little short story type thing? I actually think this is under 500 words. Yeah, this is definitely under 500 words. So this would technically constitute as what's called a short. And a short is a story that is 500 words or less. If you plan on taking a college course in writing, then you'll probably end up in something like a class called flash fiction, where you are required to write shorts. And let me tell you, I hated writing shorts in undergrad, but having that experience has made me a much better writer, especially when I got to like film class. And in film class, like writing for film, you have to cut everything out. So like knowing how to write under 500 words was super helpful for that class and cutting out unnecessary things. So I don't know, I think that's useful. Okay, well, that's all I had for you guys. Definitely feel free to leave your prompt answers in the comment box. I'm excited to see what you had to say. I'd love to read, and I especially love to read other people's work because, you know, that was my job. That is my job. Actually, I'm an editor in Charlottesville. So my job is actually to like read things and edit them, and I fucking love my job, guys. That's my day job. But my other job is just to sit down and write my stories and talk to you guys, which is equally amazing. I'm so blessed, y'all. I'm so blessed. But yeah, definitely leave your fully written prompts in the comment box. Leave your questions, comments, concerns, all the love that you have for me in the comment box. Be sure to follow me on social media as well. Every Saturday. I was about to say Friday, y'all. No, in good mode, I don't do that on Friday. Every Saturday though, I do my Facebook Live at 5:30. Feel free to tune into that if you want to like get a more interactive time with me, because I really love when you guys join those. It's so much fun when I have more than one viewer on my Facebook Lives. So much better when there's more of you. So definitely join me up there and just keep being you guys. Like this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I hope you enjoyed this content, and I will see you all next time. Bye.